right, I've noticed that some of the roots are starting to come out the bottom of our soil blocks. So what that says to me is that they needed to be potted up maybe about a week or so ago. So since I cut out plastic pots, I'm using my favorite method, the paper pots. And with this method, you can use any recyclable paper. Don't be too picky, just grab whatever you have. I have a couple of these extra Baker Creek catalogs, so that's what I'm gonna be using. And I'm just gonna show you guys real quick how I make reusable pots for my 2-inch soil blocks. So I tear 2 pages out of the catalog, and then I'm gonna fold them a little bit because I don't want it to be too tall. So I just fold it just like that, so there's a little bit of a lip. I'm gonna detach them. It's not really complicated, guys, just stay with me. I think a lot of these videos make them a little bit more complicated than they need to be. I'm used to my camera being on this side, but it's on this side today, so if I'm looking around, that's why. So just take the size jar you need. I needed a wider one because they're 2-inch soil blocks, so I needed a cup that was bigger, or at least 2 inches, and this is about 2.5 inches, so this mason jar works perfect. But you could use candles, you could really use anything, wine bottles, just depending on what size you want your pot to be. So I'm just going to roll the paper just like this, enough to where the bottom covers more than half of the bottle. And I'm just gonna roll it. And then once I get a little bit over halfway, I'm gonna take my second piece, lay it in there, and then continue to roll. So I have to use 2 pieces of paper because these pages are short and I need more rolling space. So I just doubled up with 2 pieces of paper. And then where the papers meet, I want to fold there first so I can tuck those in nice and tight. Turn your bottle, fold again, turn your bottle, fold again. Make sure you're putting a little bit of pressure down on this part since it's 2 papers. It's kind of thick. And then you're gonna fold that last one in. Now what I like to do is just push down, kind of get some of those creases out, and then I'll hold it, pull the jar out. This part is optional. You could choose to leave it just like this if you'd like, but I like to slim or shorten them down a little bit. So I'll cut 4 or 5 little flaps, and then I'll just fold it over. And just like that, you have a free DIY pot. And then to kind of make it a little more secured, I'll just take the same jar and push it in there. To form it a little bit more. And that's it. That's simple. Then I'll get my soil mix. My husband was such a dear and he bought this for me. Came in handy since I needed to pot up. I'll drop some in there. Just like that. Grab a seedling. This one's actually a little bit too tall. I'm gonna grab a shorter one, like this guy. Put it in there, and then I'll fill it with soil, and I'll have my own little DIY pot. I've already done like 30 of them. And I'm gonna bottom water them in a container. But this is just a really affordable, this is just a really good affordable way to pot up your seedlings when you're running out of space. If you've sowed in soil blocks or seed starting trays, one way or another you're gonna have to pot up, so this is a really good cost efficient way. If you guys have any questions or comments about this video or about my technique, just drop it down in the comment section below and I'll be sure to comment back and respond to any of your comments. Thanks so much for spending a little bit of time with me today, guys, and until next time, keep loving life, keep growing your own food, and grand rising to all.